As for some major road trips, we check our vehicles before leaving. In the same way, it is necessary to verify that everything is in order and running normally on the aircraft before flying. The only small difference is that in the airplane, this review is not occasional, but must be carried out prior to each flight. Hello, I'm Romer, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to prepare the airplane for the flight. This is a checklist for this aircraft model, and we will be using it to verify that the aircraft is in good condition to fly. First, we're going to look over the initial part. The first remark is for the weather and density altitude. We're going to look for that information on the website or using an app. We can also confirm the current weather information with the tower. The second part reminds us to calculate the weight and balance of the airplane. That includes the weight of all the passengers flying, as well as fuel and load that will be taken and where the load and passenger will be located. After that, the next step is to file a flight plan. On this occasion, we're going to fly using the VFR rule. That means that we're going to fly using visual contact with the terrain. Because of that, we can pass our flight plan to the tower when we call on the frequency. Next, we get the airplane's papers and use the acronym ARO to verify that everything is in order. The word ARO stands for A. Airworthiness Certificate. With that, you check that the airplane possesses its permission to fly. R stands for two words. The first one is Registration Certificate, which is the legal registration granted by the authority of the country. The other R represents a radio station license. Then follows the vowel O, which means operating limitations, and finally the letter W that stands for weight and balance, which in this occasion refers to how the aircraft is balanced in relation to the equipment mounted on. Thereafter, we get in the airplane and lower the flaps. This particular aircraft uses a manual flap. We turn the master on, then test the pitot heat and check for the stall indicator. We also turn on the lights, and afterwards we get out of the airplane to inspect if all of them are working properly. Back inside, we take a look of the fuel gauge indicator, which we'll later compare with the actual fuel in the tanks to confirm the indication is correct. We can now turn off the master. In most airplanes, when you turn on the master, there is a clock called hops that is used to log the hours for the next maintenance, and is also what the rental plane uses to measure what will be charged. So it is important to turn it off whenever you are not using it. Now we're going to perform what we call the walk around. We start checking the flaps that we previously extended and also the ailerons located at the rear end of the wing. We verify that all the screws are attached to it, and subsequently we move it up and down to corroborate that they move the yoke inside the airplane left and right. We continue our walk around the wing and stop to take a look into the tank, and with the help of a fuel stick we confirm the fuel quantity. We crouch down and using a fuel tester we confirm the quality of the fuel. You want to do this to verify that there are no contaminants like water mixed with the fuel. We take the opportunity down there to see the tire, brake, and the gear. And we also remove the chocks. Afterwards, we stand up and move to the cowling to check the oil and the engine. Under the cowling, we observe the exhaust pipe and verify that it is well attached to the structure using the hand if it's cold, of course. Again, we take the opportunity to see the gear, tire, and brake. In the front, we scan the propeller and make sure there are no dents or cracks. We verify the tension of the alternator belt and the engine air intake. We follow the same process for the left side. with the addition of the stall warning and the pitot vane. The stall warning will prevent us from inadvertently stalling the airplane by activating an audible or visible signal, warning the pilot that the aircraft is reaching the stall speed, and therefore immediate action must be taken, that is, increasing the airspeed by adding power or pitching down. And the pitot vane in combination with the static port will provide us with the airspeed information. We take a look at the communications and navigation antennas, and we inspect the empennage checking the rudder and the stabilator. To verify that nothing was omitted, make a final walk around, and at that point, you will be ready to get on board, brief the passengers, and continue with the rest of the procedures in the checklist for the other phases of the flight. It's a lot of steps, I know, but later you'll see that it is easier over time, and besides, you are not alone. You'll always have your checklist handy. Thank you for watching.